But let's see now if we can get hold of Nigel. Nigel, I believe you are inside the aircraft that landed this morning. It's now 5:14 p.m. Speak to us about the kind of situation on the ground at the moment inside the plane.
So I arrived here, we heard the plane was coming yesterday. We had some Palestinians arriving last week. We've been assisting them with a number of welfare organizations. We heard last night that these people were coming via Nairobi. It seems that there's been some Israeli government involvement in this. There's an organization called Al-Majd. Lift Airlines has been involved as well. We have on the plane about 160 people. When I arrived I was allowed onto the plane at about 12 o'clock. I'm a social worker. And when I came on, there was a pregnant woman walking down the stairs in terrible condition. She's 9 months pregnant. She's actually taken tablets to prevent herself from giving birth. She's not in a good state. There's a lot of children on the plane. When I arrived on the plane, the children were sweating. They were crying. They've been allowed to take a slight break. When I came up the stairs as well, there were some people that had collapsed on the stairs that were requiring oxygen. The airline was asking us to organize food and stuff like that. It's just, they're not fulfilling their obligations. And of course, these people are refugees. They've fled a genocide. If anybody qualifies for refugee status, these people do. And they're not being allowed into South Africa currently.
Nigel, we spoke to Dr. Imtiaz Suleiman. I don't know how much of the reasons behind the complications are with this particular flight, but the statement from Gift of the Givers, refers to Israel's omission of exit stamps in Palestinian passports. What do you know around those complexities?
So, I mean, there is significant concerns that we've got. People went through Karim Shalom crossing. That's how they got out of Gaza. They were phoned at last night, and they had to meet near the ICRC offices last night. And then they went through the Karim Shalom crossing. They were told they couldn't take any of their possessions. And when they got to the Karim Shalom crossing, their passports were not stamped. So they weren't stamped going out of Gaza. They were then taken by bus to the Ramon military base. At the Ramon military base, again, their passports were not stamped. So again, this Lift Airlines has been complicit in making sure they're transporting people to South Africa. I think the intention is clearly to embarrass South Africa. At high levels of government, we've received assurances that people would be able to apply for refugee status. Our law is very clear. Even if you don't have documentation when you're fleeing a genocide, and that's the international law, you can come into a country even without a passport when you're fleeing a genocide. That's what the Refugee Convention allows. So people who are wanting to apply, and I would say probably 75% of everybody on this plane is wanting to apply for asylum, but has been unable to apply. We also have a number of passengers who are wanting to go to third countries. You know, during the genocide, many people were separated from their families. And in the separation from their families, they have bought tickets to go on. So I was talking to a lady just now who wants to travel to Egypt. She's got a ticket booked for Egypt. She wants to travel for Egypt. And it was seeming that they wanted to take off this plane and not allow them to even go through the transit to take the plane that they had scheduled to take them to Egypt to go and meet with their family. So, yeah. I mean, it's a humanitarian crisis. Let me just show you at the door there. We are at the door now. We looks like we're having some more children boarding on the plane right now. So this is a picture of the plane that you can see, and the people on the plane. Lots of little children. Fortunately, the temperature has come down a bit, whereas this morning it was really, really, really bad. There's no air conditioning on this plane, and it's been on the tarmac all day.
And I mean, Nigel, to what extent then can you tell us which airline it is, in fact, that you are on? I do believe you said a name there, but we didn't catch it. Which airline then are you on?
So the airline we're on now is a chartered aeroplane that was chartered by Global Aviation. The boarding passes that we've seen are come from Trade Winds, which is a Nairobi company, but Global Aviation is the owner of Lift Airlines in South Africa. So it seems to me that Lift Airlines has been involved in this operation to embarrass South Africa by bringing people without creating a proper, effective humanitarian corridor. It's one thing to bring refugees, but we need to follow processes. We need to prepare for it.
Yeah.
Of course, we as humanitarian organizations are ready to receive them. Gift of the Givers have given assurance to the airline that to the South African government that we will provide accommodation and humanitarian assistance to everybody. We've also just received assurance that those who are wanting to transit on, that we'll help through a number of other charity organizations provide air tickets. There's about 7 or 8 people that are families that are, or 7 or 8 people, I think, that are wanting to get airlines tickets to travel on. We've got assurances. It's just that I don't know what the delay is and why our border management is not responding in a positive way to this.
Nigel, if you can hear me, I want you, as you are speaking now, just to turn the camera to some of the people that are on there and just describe the situation.
Sorry, I can't hear you. Can you just repeat the question?
I was saying, as you're speaking to me now, I see there's a lady next to you. Just turn the camera towards some of the passengers on the plane and just describe to us the sentiment in the plane and what they are saying and just the conditions in which they are in.
This is the South African. This is the television. Tell them how you feel.
I am afraid.
She says she's very afraid and she doesn't speak. Can you want to speak? Just tell the TV. So unfortunately, she doesn't speak English, but she's very afraid. She has a ticket to go to. Which country? She wants to visit her sister and her son. She sent me a message earlier to say she's lost 17 of her family members. And all she wants to do is to be reconciled with her sister and her son.
Nigel, devastating scenes there. Nigel, are you able to get up, Nigel, and show us more individuals in the plane?
Please, could we just help these people? This is not okay. Here's another passenger who can speak to you. Yes, ma'am.
Tell me.
We are living under humanitarian situations. Since 8 a.m., we are here in this plane. We cannot go out. And the atmosphere here is so much measurable. It's hot. There is no air. We have many patients. We have children. We have elderly people. We have a woman. And all of them are vulnerable. And we are we came from a genocide. We are a survivor of the genocide and the famine. So the situation is so much.
Ready to go. Sorry, the police are asking us to stop this. So I'm going to have to end the interview here. But if I could just make an appeal, if you know anybody in government, please, can we help these people? These were people who fled a genocide. And the lady sitting next to me, 17 people have been killed in her family. Surely if anybody qualifies for asylum, these people do. Can we not have some humanitarian compassion to let these people into this country? This is absolutely outrageous. We can't leave people like this. This is not what South Africa is.
Nigel, we can still see you there. Are you able to stand up and just give us a sense of other people in the plane?
Turn around my camera.
This is some of the pictures we can just live stream it for the people who are sitting in a different and miserable situation since the morning. So without any like information without any updates about their futures and the next step related to their future.
Okay. Thank you so much for covering this story. Please do something. We've got some food arriving from Gift of the Givers. Fortunately, they're bringing some stuff on board. The first couple of hours, people had no water.
All right, Nigel, thank you so much for that. Of course, devastating scenes there on the plane that has landed at Tambo International Airport. It is, as we understand it, a chartered plane full of Palestinians who are fleeing the conflict in Gaza, and we'll continue to bring you just those latest visuals then and just some of what the people inside the plane are saying. Of course, we understand from Nigel there that there is a woman who is heavily pregnant. The tarmac has been on there since 8 a.m. in the morning.